Hey everybody, Brian Tro coming to you from Mossy Creek Fly Fishing with your fly fishing forecast. The date today is Monday, May the 10th. So here we are, we're right in the middle of May. Folks, some of us wait all winter long for this. Right in peak dry fly season. There's a lot of bugs to talk about, a lot of different opportunities for getting out in the water. So I've got a lot to go through today. So let's start off up high, up in the mountains. It's been really, really good. I got an opportunity to go out a couple times this week, and it's just dry fly, dry fly, dry fly. So even though it's been kind of cold, we're going to have several nights this week in the low 30s, and it's just kind of cooler than it ordinarily is this time of year. That really hasn't slowed the topwater bite down in the mountains too much. So water levels are really good, water temperatures are really good, and there's just a lot of bugs. You almost kind of can't go wrong. So here's what's actually hatching for those of you that really want to match the hatch up in the mountains. The yellow stones that we talked about seeing a few of last week, they're really starting to pop more and more. And a bright yellow dry fly in the middle of a pool up in the mountains is just like a beacon, okay? It's like the taco truck just parked right in the middle of the pool. They love those yellow sallies. So, and the good news is there's a lot of yellow bugs coming on this time of year. So this applies down low here in the valley too. You've got your sulfurs that are yellow. You got your yellow sallies, your stoneflies, which are yellow. And we also, on quite a few of our streams, have our big yellow drakes. So lots of yellow. And so there's a lot of different flies that you can use. The headlight Sally is what I've been using up in the mountains. The thing is just awesome. It's like a cool, like emerging yellow stone. You've got your mini hot Garcias, your yellow stimulators, okay? So those will all work really well up in the mountains. I usually put on a big yellow stimulator if I'm trying to hang a nymph off the back. If I'm not, because I'm just catching so many on top, I'll go to that headlight Sally. That thing is really easy to see. Fishes like a champ. It's got that little red dot on the back that seems to make a big difference, okay? So get up in the mountains. Also saw our first drakes of the year coming off in the mountains this week. So we're not far away. You know, they always say it's a Memorial Day hatch, but in reality, those bugs will start 1 to 2 weeks before Memorial Day, and they'll last 1 to 2 weeks after Memorial Day. And there's a lot of variety. These were the slate drakes, okay, so a lot darker, grayer. You'll have your mahoganies, the green drakes, and then like I mentioned before, the yellow drakes. So the biggest flies of the year are about to start popping. The brook trout will be gorging. They will put more weight on in the next 4 weeks than they will at any point during the year. So they don't refuse a lot. Once we start getting into those big drakes, one of your best patterns to imitate those just be your PMXs. And the PMX can be really big. They can be size 8s, size 10s. If you're trying to imitate the yellow drakes, we have yellow PMXs. If you're trying to imitate the green drakes, we have green ones. We have peacock. So those are all really good. And like I said, they're a great fly to put on top as a dry dropper rig. Not nymph fishing too much though. Maybe if you get out there on one of these colder mornings, if it gets down to freezing a couple mornings this week and you're up there early, you'll want to put a nymph on for a little while. The better fishing is in the afternoon when things warm up. So, but dry fly. It's been so good. All right, so all the water levels are good. The park is fishing great. The National Forest is fishing great. And they're eating dry flies. Get out there while you can. Get out there while it's good, while water levels are good. It's going to get hot and droughty at some point, and you will miss getting back up there before all the poison ivy and all this stinging nettle grows up, okay? So get up there and enjoy it while you can. All right, next, moving on to a little bit further down. Delayed harvest streams, water that's managed by the state, catch and release only. We only have a couple more weeks before those open up to harvest, and when they do, they'll be cleaned out pretty quickly, okay? So if you like fishing places like the North River Delayed Harvest, get up there, enjoy it right now while it's got a lot of fish in it, and it's a lot of fun to fish. And so yeah, I only have a couple more weeks before those will start to get, people will start to creel out of those, all right? Spring creeks, Mossy, great sulfur hatches have been coming off, okay? We are really starting to see good numbers on the sulfurs, the spinner falls and the hatches, usually late evening, last hour of light or so. So for those of you that are heading home to dinner an hour early, you got to try and stay out there. I mean, you could catch more fish in the last hour of light than you could in the 4 or 5 hours before it. Now, The one thing that'll put that down is it's been really windy, as most of you've noticed the last few weeks. I mean, that's May, typical May. You get big shifts in weather, cold to hot, a lot of air moving. We get high winds, and the spinner falls just get blown away, blown into outer space, okay? So try and find an evening where it's calmer, okay, milder. We should have plenty of those coming up over the next week or two, and the spinner falls have been unbelievable. So standard upright wing sulfur, sulfur parachutes, sulfur comparadons. The first couple weeks of the sulfur hatch, they're quite large, okay? You can get away with a size 12. They will get smaller and smaller as we go on, and the fish will become far more selective in what they'll eat. The advantage is it happens in low light. The fish feel a lot safer coming up and eating, but that can make it hard for you. If you break off in low light conditions, it can be tough. I rig 2 rods when I'm fishing that hatch, so that if I break off, I just have no one ready. Have a headlamp or something with you so that you can tie back on real quick, because it's really good. It's really fun. Nothing's quite like getting adrift, hearing the fish rise, setting to the sound, and coming tight. It's pretty exhilarating. So enjoy the sulfurs, because it's really going to bring those spring creeks into the topwater season, which is still ahead of us. All right, brings us to our larger warm water streams. So you've been seeing a lot of pictures with us out with some nice big fish, okay? Colby's been posting some pretty cool videos with his time on the water, teaching folks about the spawn, when they spawn, how they spawn, where they spawn, okay? So a lot of people ask us this time of year, should we just stay off the river altogether? Not really. The fish are on very different pages, okay? I think at this point, most of the hens have dropped their eggs. That would be for smallmouth. The largemouth haven't quite spawned yet. They're getting close. You float down the river and you're fishing big wave trains and fast water. You're not going to mess with these fish. You're not going to pull a big male off of his nest, okay? Remember, the river is full of juveniles, okay? There's millions of fish that are 8 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches. They're not sexually active. They're not spawning. They're not guarding nests. Those fish are out eating right now. And then you also have all the hens. So once a hen lays her eggs, she doesn't hang around. The males guard the nest. So she's hungry. She's depleted. She's just burned all those calories from producing egg and coming out of a long winter. So she's a big fish that's going to be out in the current feeding, all right? Rivers in great shape. They're really clean and clear, the clearest that we've seen them any spring. Fingers crossed that we can get through the next 3 or 4 weeks without any major high water events, and we're going to have some really good spawning numbers we'll see this year. We got to get through this without having a fish kill and build on the success of the last couple of years. The Shenandoah, the South Fork, the Shenandoah in particular, could have one of its best years in a long, long time if we can keep this up. So, fishing crayfish patterns down deep, fishing streamers to get down. The key on the warm water fisheries is still to get down, okay? For those of you that live further north on the Potomac, on the main stem of the Shenandoah, you're going to get a brood hatch this year, as everyone's been talking about with the cicadas. We've got our ears to the ground for those. They should be emerging almost any day now. We'll bring you reports if we start seeing a whole bunch, but everybody's been asking, are we going to get them here? We're really not supposed to get them here in Harrisonburg, but not too far north, you're going to see them. And that's the one exception. You could be catching tons of fish this time in 2 weeks on top water, even if the water's high, even if the water's cold. It's just so much biomass on the surface that everything comes up, including bottom feeders. We've caught catfish and carp and muskie, everything on cicadas when you have an amazing hatch like that. So, more to come on that. As always, give us a call, email us, or our favorite, stop by the shop. We'll answer all your questions, keep you up to date on weather, keep you up to date on the bugs. Get out there and enjoy it, everybody. It's May, and it's awesome. I'll see you all next Monday.